Oh, our bio generator ran out of fuel. That's what happened. I'm going, what in the hell? So you guys are going to have a lot of what the hell moments with your power grids, and it just gets more complex as you as you build more and more. Welcome back, everybody, to Satisfactory. I'm anoldguygaming, and in this episode, we're going to continue working on our factory. The plan is we're going to do a little bit of exploration and then get working on building the factory floor. However, before we start with that, we're going to go ahead and set up another temporary constructor that's going to make some rods for us, to automate some rods. Because we can do that now because of the fact that we can now make splitters. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into our queue menu, and we're going to go to logistics, and hold on, no, I take that back. We can't make splitters yet. We have to do the next thingamadoodle for this. Okay, so it wants us to do the space elevator next. We are definitely going to do that, but that's not what we're going to do right now. So let's go, and I'll explain the space elevator, why it's significant and all that when we get to that point. So what I actually want to do right now is this to get a splitter going. So this is actually going to be our next thing. So the goal for this episode is to get this logistics going, get base building going, and then go into tier 2 really quick and get obstacle clearing. Those are the three things I'm hoping that we can get done in today's episode. Okay, so let's go back to here. Let's go to logistics, make this our milestone. And we're going to need 300... no, wait, what? Why is... active milestone cost, why does it still say... oh no, okay, that's our objective, this is our milestone, my bad. Okay, so we're good. So we just need 150 rods, 150 plates, and 300 wires. How much do we currently have? Let's do a little sort here in our inventory to handle that. So we have 102 rods. We're really close on that. We're really close on this too, so it's just kind of the plates that we're the lowest on. All right, well, let's see. How many plates do we currently have built up? Not a ton. Oh, we got 200. Okay. Actually, yeah, we're good. So let's shift-click this into our inventory. And do I have ingots in my inventory? I don't. So let's grab another thing of iron ingots out of here. And we're going to make up the rods, and then we'll go check and see how many copper wires we have. So let's get these going. Okay, another thing I'm going to do is we can now make biomass. Now we're going to set up an actual factory to do this for us and automate it. But what I want to do is I want to grab all of the biomass that we currently have. So all of these leaves and wood. We're going to keep the alien carapace for other things, because I think we might need that for research. Actually, I'm not 100% sure. Let's put a couple other things back in here. We're going to put the 2 portable miners in there for the time being. And okay, so we have wood. We can make biomass either out of leaves or wood. Okay, and later on, I believe we can also make biomass out of flowers and other things, but I believe it requires some research. Okay, so I'm going to do this. It actually makes it pretty quickly, and we're going to make a bunch of biomass, and we're going to use the biomass to fuel our biogenerators, and then after that, we're going to create a biofuel out of the biomass to take it up to the next level. But this is going to do a couple things for us. It's going to get us some biomass right now, but it's also going to kind of clear our inventory of all these extra leaves and stuff that we have collected by hand. And as you can see, like I said, you create it very quickly here in the crafting bench. Excellent. Okay. So now what we can do is, if we go here, this is still actually doing pretty good with the flowers. So I think we're going to just let this continue on until the flowers run out, and we're going to sit on the biomass for the time being, because we are going to need it later on. So let's just put the biomass back in here for now. Good. All right, so we have the plates and we have the rods that we need to do the logistics milestone. We need 300 copper wire. We already have 225 in our inventory, so we should definitely be able to meet that with what our little production line over here has created for us. So let's take a look-see. Oh yeah, lots. Let's just take all of those. And so yeah, these are stacks of 500. Now we're going to go back and we are going to we are going to get this milestone in so we can get a splitter. Okay, so things have changed a little bit now. Now we have to launch that little rocket guy. And he sends up those materials up into space to fix it.
Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to increase the complexity and efficiency of your factory. We encourage you to consider more verticality when it comes to factory logistics to streamline short-range transportation. The productivity display will help you measure and improve the productivity of individual buildings to aid with optimization.
Okay, so what they were talking about is verticality, which basically means, you know, elevators. And that's really important, and we're going to definitely take advantage of that as we go throughout, because you can make a lot neater factories, more accessibility through your factory if you use vertical elevators for much of what you have to do. All right, now, cool. We can make splitters now. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove these two conveyor belts for the moment. Let's get that one out of there too. And we'll get the stand out of there. Okay. And so we're going to go now into our queue menu. We're going to go to logistics and we're going to get the splitter. These are pretty self-explanatory. A splitter allows you to take one input and then split it out to 3 different places. A merger is exactly the opposite. You can take 3 separate inputs and merge them into one input. We'll be using both of those, of course. Also, we're going to be using the splitter in particular a lot, so I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to press the 6 key and put it on our toolbar. Okay, so let's press 6, and for the merger now, for the splitter, we want to pay attention to the input, which is the orange arrow. And so I'm just using my mouse wheel so I can rotate this with my mouse wheel. I want the orange arrow to line up with the box here. Now, the other thing that I want to also do is, if I hold Control, now if you guys notice, we have the green lines that appear when I hold down Control, okay? And so that's snapping it. So what I want is the green line both from our storage bin and our other constructor to line up when I put this in place, so that way we have a nice 90-degree angle. It's not super important right now, but it will be more important when we actually start setting the factory up on the floor so everything's nice and neat. Okay, so we're going to put that in there and that back in there. And did I not get that lined up perfectly? Oh, you know what? I don't think I did. That's okay. We're not going to worry about it right now. There's no point. It's a waste of time to worry about that right now. Trust me, we're going to set up nice, neat lines when we get things going on the factory floor. Okay, so now we can route this product to 2 additional places, or 3 places in total. So we still need to take into account, you know, the flow of the product and how much product we can move per minute and that sort of thing. But here again, we're not super worried about that right now in the very early game. So what I want to do now is I want to set up another constructor and another storage to store or to get a rod production going. Okay. So let's go ahead and press the Q menu. We are kind of running out of space in this area, but again, not too worried about it because it's temporary. So I think what we'll do is, I have to think about this for a second. Let's see if we can. I don't think we're going to be able to get a constructor in there. I mean, not perfectly lined up. Oh, our little spaceship pod came back.
Milestone exchange concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
Okay. So, for now, I'm going to... I think we're going to just put this over here. But we want to turn it around the other way so the input's on that side. And we want it to... We're just going to put it right about here-ish. Okay. And again, I'm not going to worry about things being perfectly lined up right now. Let's put a conveyor into there so we can start feeding ingots into this. We want to change this recipe to iron rods. So it'll take in 15 per minute and output 15 per minute. And then we want to do another storage container. All right, now if we go into the F menu and then we click the middle mouse button, we can actually make a copy of whatever we're looking at. And it's way faster than going into the Q menu every time to try and build something. The problem we have though is we are short a couple of rods. So this, we need to, we got to do power too. Now here's the next thing we have to consider. This is going to take 4 megawatts of power to run. And it doesn't seem to tell us this. Oh yeah, it tells us this right here. You can also see it in the Q menu too. So 4 megawatts of power. And I don't know if we have 4 megawatts of power left on these Jennies. We only have 2 left on this one. And we only have 3 left on this one. Okay. So what that means is, in order to do this, we're going to have to set up another biogenerator. So let's go into our Q menu. Let's go to power. And let's set up a third biomass generator to get this going. And again, it's all temporary. All right, so we still need more rods. We're not going to get away from having to make some rods manually. So let's just get her done. Okay, so we have 50 rods. For this power generator, we're going to put it... let's just plop it down over here for now. I might, actually, you know what? I might put it next to these just so they're all together. Okay, so let's go into Q, biomass burner. And we're going to put it... Let's turn it this way. And if I hold down control, will it line up to... No, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, let's just pop it right there. Cool. Okay, now what we can do is go over to our storage. Remember we made all that biomass fuel earlier. And let's grab some of that stuff. And we're going to go here. And we're going to put the biomass in there. Looks like, yeah, it can only take 200 at a time. So biomass by itself is 1 unit less efficient than flowers. Because if you remember, flowers... Or no, 2 units less. Because flowers consume... No, let me take that back. It's 2 units better than flowers. Yeah, 2 units better than flowers. Because flowers take 12 per minute. Biomass takes 10 per minute. But we're going to turn this biomass into biomass fuel logs, which is going to be even better. Okay? So now this thing will handle 30 megawatts of power. So it's a little bit... It's 10 megawatts better than the 2 that come with the hub. Because these can only handle 20 megawatts per power. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to set down a power pole. So let's do that right now. And I'm just going to run this one back to here for the time being without worrying too terribly much about how it looks. And then we're going to connect from here. We are out of cables now. All right, let's make ourselves some more cables. I keep forgetting to turn my light on too, so I turned it on so we can see a little bit better what's going on. That's just the L key, by the way. Okay, press 2, connect the power up to there, and now this is producing rods for us, right? Is that what we told it to do? Yeah, it's producing rods. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to press F and then click my middle mouse button to copy that. And we're going to build a, let's turn it this way. We're going to build another storage unit on top of that one. Okay? And you can easily access these by just climbing up the ladder, so you can look in the one up above. And you can stack these really high too. I'm not exactly sure how high, but you can stack them high. All right, now just to kind of save ourselves a little bit of room on the ground here, what we're going to do now is we're going to, well, if it's going to let me, that tree might be in the way. But let's go to our queue menu, down to logistics, and let's grab one of these conveyor lift Mark 1s. Notice because it's a Mark 1, it also, just like the belt, transfers up to 60 resources per minute. We're not too terribly worried about that right now, but we're going to do that for now. Okay, we're going to connect this to the output of our constructor. And then what we're going to do is we're going to raise this up. I don't remember how many clicks that... I think it might actually be where it needs to be, assuming the ground is level on both sides. So we're going to use our mouse wheel to turn it this way, and we're going to build that there, and then we're going to just take a conveyor belt and connect it from there to there. Okay? And now what that's going to do is that's going to output the product from here into this storage, and it gets it up in the air so it's not in our way along the ground. Awesome. Okay, so we've used our first elevator. Fan-frickin-tastic. So this is going to start filling up now with rods. And again, let's just look at our flow here. So this is taking in 15 per minute. And this is taking in 30 per minute. So we're now actually utilizing or using 45 ingots per minute along this production line. But we're only producing 30 per minute right now. Now, one way, if this was going to be a more permanent thing, what I would do, of course, if you haven't already figured this out, is I would add a splitter off the end of this and another smelter, to double that production. But I'm not worried about it because this is, again, just temporary. Plus the fact that we have a little bit of surplus built up here. So it'll be able to run for a while before it starts becoming inefficient. So yeah, we're not going to worry about that right now. Okay, cool. So we finally have those logistics in place. Now, while we're waiting for that stuff to build up, let's actually go into here. And the very next objective that I think we want is base building. Well, do we want to do that, or do we want to get obstacle clearing next so we can work on this? No, I don't want to set this up until we have our factory floor in place. So we're going to do. We're going to go back to Tier 1, and we're going to choose Base Building and select this as our milestone. Okay? And now that we have concrete production, plate production, and rod production, the factory is going to make all that stuff for us. We don't have to do anything manually. And it might even be ready now. But what we're going to do is we're going to go out and just do a little bit of exploring. And exploring is very important in this game, and it is a part of this game. What you do with exploring, besides exploring and enjoying this very gorgeous planet, by the way, and it's a huge planet. Let's put all this extra stuff away for now. Can we also make a new storage bin? Did we get that far? Organization. Not yet. Okay, one of our milestones will get that for us. You're going to find things by exploring. You're going to find hard drives, which will give you alternate recipes. You're going to find plants that you can use for medical, because we do need to heal. You don't automatically heal in this game. You have to heal yourself. So we have to find some more of those nuts. These have repopped too. So barrel nuts. So let's grab those, and we're going to put those in our hand here and eat them. And there's another barrel nut plant over here. And then there's also a berry plant up here that we're going to go get, which will also help heal us. So we get our health back. And of course, when you're out exploring, you are going to run into dangerous creatures and whatnot. So you want to make sure you're watching your health. So here we have another barrel nut plant here. And I guess I have to put those back into my hands again, right? So let's use these to top off our health. The barrel nuts will heal you a half of a health bar per bite. And I think the berries up there will do a whole. But now you're going to also come across things like this. So this is a a node. It's not like a mineable node that we can put a miner on like the copper, but it's one that we can mine by hand. And this is going to give us quartz. Now, why this stuff is important and anything else that we find like this is that it's going to allow us to research through the thing called the MAM, which we're going to set up in a little while. And research opens up new technologies and extra special stuff that we can get that we can't get, just through the normal milestones. Okay? So if we come up here, this is a limestone. We might as well pick it up just because it's here, even though we don't need it because we already have the lime or the concrete production line going, but we'll pick it up anyway. And so the idea behind exploring, other than just enjoying the beautiful planet, and don't underestimate that. This is a beautiful game, you guys. It's just amazing. Ooh, we got a doggo. All right, that little feller, we can actually tame him. But I think before we can do that, we need to get some berries. And he's just for fun. I don't think he doesn't really serve anything super practical from what I remember, but he's just kind of fun to have around. And we'll try and tame him later, but he's not a high priority right now. But there is a berry plant up here that I saw earlier when I was walking around before I started recording. You just have to find where it's at. Here it is. Okay, so this guy here is called a pale berry. And if we pick it, that gives us pale berries, and pale berries will heal us for an entire bar per bite. Since we're a half a bar away from fully healed, we're not going to use those right now. But yeah, see, it says eaten to restore 1 health segment, whereas the barrel nuts are a half of a health segment. Okay, so we found those, and that's really cool. And so, yeah, what you'll basically do is you walk around, you explore, and you'll find all kinds of cool stuff, extra resources, hard drives, caves that you can go into, which are really cool. You can tame up this little buddy. In fact, you know what? Let's put this in our hand and see if we can do this. I think what we have to do is... I can't remember exactly how we do this. We have to give him the berry. I think we just drop it. Is he going to come and eat it? Maybe not. Okay. Do we have to get it closer to him? He's gonna back himself right off the cliff. All right. If we drop it now, does he do something? Okay, I'll figure that out. All right, now, look at this. This is called a power slug. There are 3 different types of power slugs. There's blue, yellow, and purple. What we can do with this is we harvest it, and then we can use this after we've done the proper research in the MAM to create essentially a special type of power cell that will allow us then to overclock our factories. And we talked a little bit about that in the last episode. And so these are one of the more important things you're going to be looking for as you're out exploring in the world is these power slugs. And the green ones are the easiest to get to. The yellow ones are usually in harder locations and can be guarded by enemies, or you have to, work around like poison gas or something to get them. And then the purple ones are the most difficult to get to. Going to have stronger enemies and or be in stronger locations for you to try to get to. Yeah, that's just kind of a really, really brief introduction to exploring. But, this is an enormous planet. I mean, it's just huge. I don't know what its exact size is, but it's definitely essential for you to go out and explore as you're going through this game. And, we will be doing that. We'll be going further out each time we do it, looking for new materials, resources, secrets, that sort of thing that we're going to want to do. And I'm really excited to do that here in the Northern Forest because, it's been updated and it looks so beautiful now. There is another green power slug over here. Since I sighted it, we might as well go get it. So that way we have a couple of those. And this one is guarded by one of the, a lot of people call them hogs. And the problem with the hogs is that, or at least in this particular case, is there's 2 of them. Now I can fight 2 of them, But, you know, it's a little dangerous to do, but at some point we're going to have to take them out. Now, as you progress in the game and research different things, you'll eventually, you know, be able to make projectile, you know, ranged weapons, that sort of thing. But all we really have to fight with at the moment is just our little zapper doodle thing here. So why don't we see if we can get up to this without having to fight these guys. And I don't know if we can or not. Can they get up here? I'm not sure. Let's get up on this stone here. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get up there without, well, unless we do some really fancy parkour. Oh, yeah, okay. Ah, there we go. Okay, we got another blue power slug. So we have 2 of those now. All right, so yeah, these guys are basically, you know, in the first, usually the first or second enemies you'll encounter. We've also had to fight those bee things a couple of times too. So let's just see if we can get away from him, away from them. I wouldn't mind taking on just 1, but I don't really want to take on 2 quite yet. We could do it if we had to, but since we don't have to, let's just leave them alone for now. We'll come back and whack them later, I'm sure. For no other reason, because we'll run into them and they're going to attack us. So yeah, exploring, very, very important, very, very fun in the game. You know, later on we'll get vehicles like, you know, the tractor and other things that we can use to ride around and store stuff in. And so we will definitely be doing a lot of exploring in this episode. But for now, let's get back to our factory and do the next thing, which is getting our foundations, a milestone, finished so we can start building factory floor. Oh, shit. All right. Now, we're going to actually... Okay, so to fight these guys, let them charge you, and then when they get close to you, just jump back and zap them a couple times, and then you can kill them. So not too bad. There is another one, but we got one at a time. So let's just let this guy charge us. Again, he comes, we jump up and zap him, jump up, zap him, and he's dead. Not too hard. Okay, this is one of the wrecks, guys, that has the hard drives that I was telling you about. So we're going to definitely take advantage of this. We're going to grab, it'll have some resources, you know, just kind of scattered around that you can pick up. And if you're lucky, what it'll do is you have to give it a certain type of resource to open it. And sometimes that resource will be exactly what's lying around it, but not every time. All right, let's look in the pool here. Is that something there? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go up to this little thing here, and we're going to open it up. So it needs a modular frame in order for us to open it. And modular frame is something we can't make yet. We will be able to make it, but we can't make it quite yet. So we're going to have to just remember that this is here and come back to it later as soon as we can make a modular frame, which we have to have the assembler in order to do that. But we will remember that this is here. Now, look at the compass. And you can always see where your hub is on the compass. So that way, you know, you'll never really get lost in the game, at least in terms of where your hub is. And there's no map in this game, not in the vanilla game. I think you might be able to have a map in with a mod. Not 100% sure about that either, actually. But what we're going to want to do is we're just going to want to remember that this is there, okay? And so essentially, this wreck is going to be east, a little bit east of our base, because our base is west from here, of course. So we'll just remember that, and once we get a modular frame, we will come back here and get that hard drive and then research it in the MAM so that we can get an alternate recipe. And the alternate recipes, if I haven't already explained those, what those allow us to do is make the same kinds of things like screws and plates and cables, but in a different way, and usually in a much more efficient and simpler way. Okay, cool. So we should definitely have everything we need now to make our foundation. So what we're going to do is we're going to gather up the materials. So we should have up in this upper storage, we have some rods, so let's just grab a stack of those. We should have down here some, no, those are ingots. Okay, so see, this is finally getting caught up, and then as soon as these ingots run out, then these factories will start to shut off for a little while until, the queue gets filled. So it's not going to be real efficient, but it's fine, perfectly fine for us for the moment, because, it's doing what it needs to do for us. Okay, let's go over here, and let's also grab out of here a stack of plates that we're going to need. One other thing I was going to show you while we were out exploring is in the very early game, you really can only run around, but there's a way that you can run around more quickly. So if you sprint, press C, and then jump, you can kind of get into this little rhythm here where you can, move a little more quickly across the landscape. And it's kind of fun too. So yeah, you just basically start sprinting, press C, jump, press C, jump, press C, jump, and in that manner you can move quickly across the landscape. And like I said, it's fun. But later on, we're gonna get these things, something blade runners or something like that we can equip, which will help us move a lot more quickly across the landscape. And then, like I said, we'll also get some vehicles that we can drive around later too. Okay, let's go get some concrete out of our thing here. So C, jump. There we go. We'll grab a full stack of concrete out of there, and then C, jump. Woo! And we'll grab some wire out of here. Very good. Now, because we can do splitters, we could also actually set up a splitter here and get some copper, some cabling going. I'm just trying to think if I want to do that right at the moment. It probably would behoove us to do that the more I think about it. So, if we're going to do that, I think what I want to do, see, I kind of set this a little close to each other, but that's not a problem. It's very easily redone. So let's go into our F menu, and we're going to take this out. We're going to take this out to 2, and yes, it'll either put it in our inventory or it'll put the product on the ground if it doesn't fit into our inventory. We're definitely going to need to start working on getting some storage, extra storage going too. You know what I'm going to do, actually? I'm going to temporarily put the ingots in here, just because we need the room in our own inventory. Okay. Let's also, here, we'll pick all this stuff up now. Take all. Let's get rid of this section. Okay, and then what we're going to do now is we're going to, let's put this back in place again, but move it more closer to the thing. So we have room. We have room there. And then we're going to just connect that into there. Yeah, I know it looks jank, but temporary. We're not worried about it. Okay, now we have room to put a splitter here, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to 6, and we're going to make sure that the input is correct. We're going to hold down Control so it's nice and lined up and put it roughly in the middle there. And then feed this into here. Feed this into here. Super, okay. And then we're going to set another constructor down here. And we don't have clearance, so yeah, let's turn it this way. And we're just going to pretty much line it up with this other one. How do I do that? I hold down Control, get my little green line, and they can actually even snap right next to each other like that. So let's do it. I think that snapping thing might be new to 5. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might be. Okay. Now let's run a conveyor into there. We're going to set this to produce cables for us. Oh, wait a minute. I'm doing something wrong here. What we actually need to do is we need to output the cable, the wire into here. Yeah, I did that wrong. Okay, so what I'm going to do then in that case, here, we got to take this back apart here. No, actually, no, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. What we're going to do is we're going to set this guy also to make cables. So let's go back to recipes, or I'm sorry, wire. And then we're going to add another constructor to make cables. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because we also still need wires straight up, too. But we're going to also need wires to make cables. So that we're going to just let this continue producing only wires. But we're going to have another constructor that we're going to build that's going to produce cables for us. All right, so let's get that lined up. We're going to try and visually line it up with the front of there. It's not... actually, hold on. Take that back off. Oh, remember, we can press F, middle mouse button, and copy what we want to build. Okay, hold down Control, and I want that lined up with the constructor behind it, so it's nice and straight. Press 3, feed this guy into here. Okay, now you're going to make the cable for us. All right, and then we're going to, just to keep things nice and clear, we're going to press F, we're going to middle mouse button that, and we're going to put another thing on top of there. Yeah, okay. And now we're going to go to our elevator. Wait, what did I just do? We're going to attach that to there. We're going to move this over here, like so. And then we're going to run that into there. Perfect. Okay, now all we have to do is hook up power to both of these guys. And so we're going to run a power line off of our new power plant here. So I'm going to press 3, attach a wire to... Oh, no. We've got to put an extra power pole down now. Actually, we should be able... I think we can reach it from here. If we can't... no, I can't afford... I need some cables. Okay. We're going to have to go make a couple of cables. This will probably be the very last time that we have to make cables manually. So let's make a few of those. Okay. So let's get about halfway between them, connect to this power line here, and run down to here, and we'll just put this right between those two. Hook to there, and hook to there. Okay. So this one's green. This one will turn green in a second once it gets the product that it needs. And it'll start making cables for us. So now we have wires and cable production going on. Let's grab the ingots back out of here. And we're going to go through here and place those just back in here. Excellent. Okay. Now, why is this not... Why isn't this running? Did I disconnect the power on those guys? Or did we overload something? Oh, our bio generator ran out of fuel. That's what happened. I'm going, what in the hell? Yeah, it ran out of fuel. So you guys are going to have a lot of what the hell moments with your power grids, and it just gets more complex as you as you build more and more. But we ran out of fuel here. Okay, let's get some more fuel for that. So I'm going to grab a stack of biofuel. In fact, let's grab 3 full stacks of this and top all 3 of them off. No, that one's still working flower petals. Let's let that finish the flower petals. And we'll top this one off. Excellent. Put all that stuff back in there. We're going to store that in there. The limestone. Yeah, we don't have a buffer for limestone, so let's just turn this into concrete right now. It won't take that long to do. And then we're going to get our base building milestone, because we have all the stuff we need to make it happen. It's a beautiful thing. Well, all the stuff except for the plates. Now we have it. And base building milestone has been reached. Nice.
Milestone reached. You have unlocked several structures aimed to provide the first needed to build basic factory infrastructure and improved overview. Building these will provide a grid for more advanced organizing and sectioning of your factory.
Okay. Very good. Very, very good. My friends, I hate to say it, but we are out of time once again. This is so fun, man. I can just keep going, and I am going to just keep going. But we're going to have to end this episode here, so we will pick up right where we left off in the next episode, and we're going to get started with building our first foundations and get our factory floor going. And after that, our highest priority will be to get ourselves a nice little biomass production line going. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, leave a comment and share the video, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Goodbye.